Hello garden lovers! Today we are converting this double cattle panel, double raised bed into a greenhouse, and we're going to share all the details with you. How's that grass, buddy? Is that pretty yummy? Our growing location gets some really low lows. We're going to already have 33 degrees in a few nights. So this greenhouse is going to extend our growing options. So we'll get this up and share with you all the details on how we are converting our double raised bed, double cattle panels into a greenhouse, in case this is something you want to add to your growing space. We are using a 6 mil plastic film for our greenhouse. Here my husband is installing the PVC coated spring wire lock into the greenhouse U-channel lock. I'll link the website below. These items make converting your raised bed into a greenhouse a snap. He is now attaching the greenhouse walls to the raised bed. He built the frame out of square thin-walled steel tubing that is hand bent. Make sure to watch to the end of the video where we will show a demonstration on how to hand bend your own steel tubing. The walls are made out of 4x8 polycarbonate sheets cut to fit with an X-Acto knife. The greenhouse walls are welded together. You could pick up an inexpensive welder at any of your local tool supply places like Harbor Freight. And he attaches the frames to the raised bed with 3-inch lag bolts and uses 4-inch bolts with wing nuts to attach the frame walls together. This custom design easily and quickly converts into a great growing space for any season. And we get very high winds, and this design has performed excellent. No problems at all. All right, now let's go in and get a closer look. And if you're considering building a custom greenhouse like this one, and you have any questions, just drop them in the comments. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. Buddy, let's grow some more food. Thanks, babe. All right, it's been a couple of months since we originally filmed that first part. Life took another unexpected turn. So as you see here, the growth is quite a bit different. Got some purple kohlrabi ready. Love purple kohlrabi. Got some black magic kale in the back. And got some tomatoes ripening. I am loving this design. And I will go in closer to show you the details of how my husband John built this double cattle panel, double raised bed greenhouse. So you can see here, as I mentioned before, you'll need an inexpensive welder to make the front and back walls that enclose the greenhouse. And in a minute we will do a demonstration on how he bent the steel tubing without a steel bender. So if this is of interest, make sure to stay until the end of the video. These pieces are permanent in the raised beds. This is what holds up the cattle panel arch, and depending on the time of year, for instance now in the winter, we have it as a greenhouse. When it warms up, we'll remove the poly. It'll be just open, and then when it gets too hot, we will put a shade cloth up over it to protect the vegetables from the intense UV rays. This feature keeps the double cattle panel arch nice and secure because, as I mentioned, we get high winds. So if I shake it, I can hang on it. It's not going anywhere. So this is not part of the wall design. Here you have the bent tubing, and then here you have the straight pieces that he welded. Here is the polycarbonate sheeting that he cut with the X-Acto knife. You can see here that he bolted the frame to the raised bed. Then we'll pop over to the outside to see how he mounted this polycarbonate sheeting to these frames. So I'll just go around, show the frame design. You got that as a piece. Here is the centerpiece. He framed out an area for the fan for circulation. And you can see here how he fastened the two frames together with those 4.5-inch bolts and wing nuts. I have to do something about securing that wire. And then over here, there's another back sidewall. Same thing as the other side. Here is the front wall. Got this great waterproof thermometer. The reader is sitting inside the house, so we know what temperature it is in the greenhouse at all times. And then, here is the door design. So beautiful. And you can see here the bottom half he has wood. And then that poly sheeting. Such a beautiful greenhouse design. And especially if you're limited for space and you can't have a permanent greenhouse, this is a great option. If you're looking for a great winter cherry tomato variety, love these Husky cherry tomatoes. They're so sweet, super delicious, and in our mild winter climate in Southern California, they do very well. And in a minute, I'll pop over to our other greenhouse and show you the other tomato varieties we're growing this winter. All right, so we'll pop outside. I'll show you the outside, getting close to show you how he fastened the poly sheeting. And another option, if you don't have the space to grow a double cattle panel, double raised bed, another option to convert your raised bed into a greenhouse. And here is the front detail of the greenhouse walls. You can see here every foot he fastened the sheeting to the frame, all around on the doors, on the side panels. And since we get such crazy high winds here, we've got these cute door fasteners. It has been such a joy this winter to grow in this greenhouse. And we're getting ready to plant some spinach, some more Asian greens, and we'd love to hear what you're growing this winter. And make sure to hit subscribe because we'll be doing a winter garden tour very soon. Alright, so before I wrap this up, we'll get in closer to these spring lock and the U-channel lock. Had some rain, so it's a little muddy in here. Here is the U-channel lock fastened to the raised bed. And then these spring channel locks just feed through here and fasten the plastic nice and secure. This plastic isn't going anywhere. Super excellent and beautiful design. But if you don't have the space for this, then you could convert any raised bed into a greenhouse. In this growing space, all of the raised beds are pretty far apart. So we would not be able to do the cattle panel arches as a greenhouse design, but we are able to convert this raised bed into a greenhouse by using this PVC pipe. Very long pieces that bend into an arch. There's a center section and it's all attached to these T's. And then from there, You get that U-channel lock mounted on top of the raised bed, cover the plastic over the PVC pipe frame, and then get it fastened with that spring wire in the U-channel lock. And to close off the ends, you just get another piece of the plastic, use some zip ties at the top to wrap around the PVC pipe, and then get it fastened at the bottom with some metal stakes. That'll make it easy to open and close, to get in and out of, to harvest your delicious winter veggies. Alright, so now we're going to pop over to our other greenhouse, show you the delicious tomatoes we're growing in there, and then we'll do the steel bending demonstration. Decided to stop off at all of our little mini greenhouse options that we have going on. It is our goal to grow as much food as possible year-round. This is our all seasons raised bed, and I'll attach a video in the upper right hand corner about the design of this bed. And in here we're growing some cilantro, got some tomatoes. I don't remember this variety, but this one is my favorite, the Husky cherry tomato. Look at all these delicious cherry tomatoes on this guy. It's loving it in here. And now I'll pop over to where we're growing some peppers. If you've been following our channel for a while, then you've seen this in our garden tours. But you've probably never seen it as a greenhouse. You can see how unique it is. It's so beautiful. It's got these custom antique doors. And in here is where we're growing some peppers in the winter months. Here we have jalapeno. Got some flowers. We'll be having some jalapenos very soon. And you can see how healthy this plant is. Nice smooth leaves, not stressed out. Stays nice and warm in here. And that is the key to pepper plants, keeping them nice and cozy. Alright, I'm going to pop over to our last greenhouse, and then we'll do the steel bending demonstration. This is our first year of growing tomatoes and peppers in this greenhouse, and they are doing wonderful. These tomato plants were started, forget the date, let's see, 8/29, end of August is when they were seeded. And look at them, super beautiful. This is Allison Dreams. Thank you so much, CB, from CB's Greenhouse channel. You guys got to check his channel out. They are master greenhouse growers. This will be my first time trying an Allison Dreams tomato. Very beautiful variety. Here we have one of my favorites, Kellogg's Breakfast, and some big beefs. Got some jalapeno peppers, some artichoke plants started, and this greenhouse is going to be full before you know it. We have an upcoming video that we'll be sharing soon on starting our peppers for the season. We've got some great tips on how we keep our seedlings extremely healthy to turn into very strong transplants. This one, look at these beautiful cherry tomatoes. This is an indigo cherry. Alright, I'm gonna head over to the tube bending demonstration. Alright, so most people don't have tubing benders, and I'm sure they could be very pricey, so it's not like you're gonna run out and buy one. My husband is gonna demonstrate how he bent the tubing for the greenhouse manually.
Okay, so this is just thin-walled steel, and you need a pry point. And what I did, these are just concrete retaining walls that I built myself, but I just chipped out myself a pry point. And then you can use different size tires, and you can use whatever. So I take this in the pry point, and then you can move the tire back to where you want the bend to be. This is a short piece, so it's going to be a little bit harder to bend, but you can bend, and then just keep bending. For the greenhouse, I just bent this round. Once I got the shape I wanted and I was making the arch, then I just took each piece and I bent it in the same place up to the tire, and so each piece was close to the same. They're not all exact because you're hand bending it, but you're not going to go out and spend thousands of dollars on a bender.
There we are.
There you go. So you don't have to spend a ton of money to do these things. You can just use some ingenuity and some muscle, and you can also stick a piece of steel or a handle, and that gives you a pry point that makes it easier, so you don't have to be super big to do it either.
Awesome, babe. Thank you. Well, that's it for now. You can see these girls are enjoying the beautiful winter weather. Hey, Pep, you're looking beautiful. All right, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell to be notified for our upcoming winter garden tour. Hope you guys enjoy your week and enjoy your garden.